Get my 6. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Homesteading Off the Grid. Last night we had a heavy rain, which gives us the advantage in several ways. Number one, as beautiful as these leaves are this time of year here in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia, it brought a lot of them down. The rain, and it was windy, so we've got better visibility. We're going to be able to see further through the forest than usual. Number two, we can creep through the forest quietly. Everything's wet, so we're not going to sound like a baby elephant walking on cornflakes, which was a problem all summer with our drought. So here's the strategy. I have a plan. A few days ago, these things lured me to a specific location where they let me know I had gotten too close. They didn't want me there. So I think we're on to their AO, their area of operations. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to retrace my trail, my footsteps, to a certain point. And I remember where the mountaintop was, where the incident took place, where I, of course, took off. And what I'm going to do is once I reach the base of this mountain, or that specific knoll, I'm going to go around the opposite side and try to come over and drop around over the top of where I was earlier in the week. It's my goal and my objective to find them, number one, and observe them, okay? Throughout this video, knock on wood, I'm going to do my best not to talk as much as I usually talk. So a lot of the camera angles, it's going to be like you're there. I'm going to be filming, not myself, but where I'm going, what I'm seeing, and I'm going to do my best to be quiet because we've heard a lot of hoops, howls, tree knocks, of course, the banging of rocks. When I talk, you can't always hear these things, so I'm going to do my best. So it's not getting any earlier. Let's have at it. We got movement and motion up here already. All right, guys, I've been going for about 40 minutes or so. It's a little chilly on the side of the hill where the sun doesn't shine, and so I pulled a jacket out of my backpack here. I haven't really seen or heard anything out of the norm yet, but I just came across a couple of X's I want to get on film. Here's one behind me. The apex is about 3 feet off the ground, and then right beside it there's a really tall one, and the apex is about 15 to 20 feet high. So I'm wondering if this is some sort of marker, some sort of boundary that they've made sure we can see clearly at both heights, high and low. I'm going to continue to advance, and again, going to get a lot of footage where you don't even hear me talking. It's pileated woodpecker, but I did want to get these structures because I think we're starting to come around on the back side of their area, the opposite way in which we've ever done. So let's keep going. All right, I made it to the top of the backside of where I wanted to be, so now I'm going to start going down. Just getting some footage here to show you what I was talking about at the beginning of the video. With all the leaves gone, we can see way down into the forest now. See, I've zoomed in there. That's probably 150 to 200 yards away. Just yesterday, before the rain came and knocked all these leaves off, we wouldn't have been able to see down there. We'd have only been able to see about half that distance. So today would be an excellent day to capture something from a distance. If there's something out here to be captured. Oh, this is steep. I'm getting a heck of a workout. Let's keep going. Giant buck. Look at the antlers on that sucker. Man, he's got that's a big one. I'm zoomed in as close as I can get. Boy, he's a big one. Look at that. Look at the rack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's a 10 point. He's got 5 on each side. He sees me. He doesn't even seem to be scared. I'm zoomed in. He's probably 40 yards away. Wow, what a big buck. What a big, beautiful buck he is. Look at that. Not even scared. He's sniffing the air. I see him sniffing. He's trying to smell me, but the wind's blowing into my face, so he can't smell me. It's so amazing about deer. They can see you, but they don't really get scared unless they can smell you. He can't, so he's just walking away. A beautiful 10-point buck. He just came up out of this deep ravine. There's a creek. Let me zoom out. See that? There's a creek down there. I'm trying to make my way down to the creek. All right. Well, I can sit here and watch this beautiful buck all day, but we got to keep moving. This thing is following me. I'm still walking. But it's going like with me. Look at this. Is he trying to tell me these are his woods and I'm not gonna have to come in here? Shit, I might just go pet the thing. I'm walking right up to it. He is not scared at all. That is a massive buck. You know, a lot of folks have commented on here that there's shapeshifters up in these woods. I hope this thing isn't something that it's not, and it's trying to lead me somewhere I shouldn't go. He's just standing there like if I stop, he waits. It's like saying, follow me, follow me. All right, you big buck. You want me to follow you? You lead the way, I'll follow. Look at this, here's another buck. There's the big one. See his head sticking up over that log? Wow, he's massive. I've never been this close. Look at that one. There's a spike. These suckers. On the right is the big one. On the left is the smaller one. All those years I deer hunted growing up in West by God, Virginia, this would have been a fantasy. I mean, I'm 20 yards away from this 10-point buck. He's coming at me. Look at that. 20 yards. Not even. 15 yards. This one over here is about 18 yards. Why are they not scared? Do they know something about this forest that I don't? Are they protected here? He wants me to continue to follow him. He will not go unless if I go. All right, buddy. Here I come. Lead the way. Or is he saying, don't go past this point? It's like he's led me to here. There's this one. He's just over there eating. Are these centuries? Are they blocking this location? I think he wants to come up here and run this sucker off. Alright, well, I've been following this guy like he wants me to. And he wants to take me back up that side of the hill. Look at him. If I don't go, he doesn't go. Only when I move, he's making sure I'm following him. I can't believe it. This giant 10-point buck is leading me to something. So, I'm gonna follow. Well, I chose not to follow the deer the way it went. See him up there? I came down here thinking I'd have easier access. He's right up there, but he's still going, and it seems as... Wait a minute. Deer, shh, listen. I hear voices. I hear voices. Listen closely. What's that? Right there in the center. What is that? That's not a deer. Alright, so I seem to have lost the buck, but I came a different way anyway. I'm in the bottom of this very steep ravine. You can see a river behind me, or a creek. I've been finding caves. Again, I've never been to this side of the mountain. I've always gone to their territory from the other side. You see how deep into the forest we are. Giant 10-point buck's looking at me like he's never seen a human before. And there are caves. It doesn't just appear to be caves. There are caves all the way up the stream bed, and I heard what sounded like laughing. That's why I stopped following the deer and came this way. I don't know if it was the babbling from the brook, if it was water I was hearing, but I heard voices. So I'm going to inspect some of this lower area here where there are these caves and see what we can find. All right, we have an apparent tree break right here. It's about 3 feet up. We got a bunch of X's right there. So anytime I see a tree break, which suggests, hey, this is our territory, and the X, of course, which means, hey, stay out, well, we see why they call me Crazy Lake, because that's exactly where I go. So, now we go back up the hill. It's a track of something. Let's do a zoom. And a scan. Zoom out, scan for movement. Okay, I made it to the top, and it kind of drops down over here again, and my spidey senses are starting to tingle a little bit, so I just wanted to record. Just came down from over there. Been seeing a lot of these structures in here. Tree bends, breaks, X's. Again, I've never been on this side of the mountain. I could have sworn I saw movement. Another cave. All right, guys. I've been running straight uphill to get away from that thing, whatever it was. Got a lot more uphill to go, and these caves are everywhere. So I don't know how many of these things may or may not be down here, but if you notice, if you listen, you can hear the wind. I've moved away from the river. I'm trying to stay away from the river because down there at that river there are caves everywhere, and it's a very steep ravine, and I'm trying to stay up on top of the ridge above it, but it's very steep. I don't want to be close to those caves, and I don't want to be in a situation where I have to run uphill like that to get away from what those things may or may not be. So now begins the long, arduous trek back out of here. I don't know how long it's going to take because it's all uphill. And we may see more. We're not out of the woods yet. So continue to get my 6. I'm trying to stay away from that river, but I hear it getting louder again. Like I might have to cross it, or at least skirt it. I never crossed it to get to where I am, so I don't have to cross it, but there's this point. It sounds like I'm going to get super close to it. It even sounds like it might be some falls. But I'm out of the cave area. The caves are down below me, way down below me. I found an old haul road here, type of road where they used to haul logs out of here. It's been a while. but it's made for easier walking. We got us another break right here, right there. It's about 2.5 feet up. Just because the caves are below us doesn't mean the creatures are. Continue to watch back here. Get my 6. I don't want to get anywhere close to that river again with all those caves, but I think I'm going to have to. Well, I was right. I had to get a little bit closer to the river than I wanted. I'm going to reverse the phone to show you guys the view I have from here, and then I'm going to cut it back away from the river because, as you'll see, I can't go down any further, and that's where those caves are anyway. But wait till you see this view. I am so blessed to have this so close to my backyard. Look at that, guys. Gosh, look at this amazing, beautiful valley. Maloney. Man, it's so windy up here. I'm going to have to get back deeper in the woods to get away from this wind. But I wanted to show you this. Let me zoom in. Absolutely gorgeous. Just out here in the middle of the woods. Yeah, gosh, I'm glad I took this way. I've never come this way, and I would have never seen this if I hadn't. And it's straight down. I made my way back up away from the river. And there's that, looks like that same spiked buck I saw coming down in here this morning, so now I'm getting close. Guys, I'm convinced that 10-point buck was leading me away from where I just went and saw that thing, whatever that thing was that came out from that rock. I think these deer know what's in here, and they were trying to warn me and lead me away. Well, I'm going to listen this time. I'm heading out of here, and I'm certainly not going back to where I just was. That deer, I didn't see the big 10-pointer again, but that freaking spiked buck led me almost all the way back to my home, back to my place. Took me to the top of the hill there, and I caught up with him, and I looked down and saw where I was, and then he just went back up into the forest. Man, I have no clue how far I walked today, but it was far. My hamstring's okay. You know, I ran uphill when I saw that thing. I didn't run downhill, so I didn't overextend it. But here, back to the campground, my brand spanking new fire pit that I built that we've really been using, as you can see there. So, do we know anything more than we did before? I believe so. I'm going to do a 360. We don't know if something followed us or not, but definitely want to show you the view of the homestead right now anyway, before all these leaves finish coming off. But apparently, these things love caves. That's been a big theory of a lot of people. They love steep ravines. They love territory that's very difficult to get into, territory where we were today. And the animals in their location, I believe, know they're there and try to lead people away. How else would you explain the behavior of those deer? Now, I followed the 10-point buck for a while, but then he got so close to that ravine, and he wasn't comfortable. He was trying to lead me away, lead me out of there. Of course, I didn't listen. I kept going. Then we saw what we saw. And then the other buck led me all the way home. So it's an interesting day, interesting hike. I think we captured some interesting stuff on camera. Thanks for joining me for yet another adventure from here at Homesteading Off the Grid and whatever the hell this channel's about. I'm going to go take a shower, eat, and take a very long nap. See you for more next time.